Ever stayed up until 3 a.m., cramming, feeling like your brain is about to explode, and then wake up the next day still forgetting half the stuff? Yeah, me too. I used to think working harder was the only way to get good grades. But then I discovered 3 Japanese study techniques that didn't just save my grades, they saved my sanity. And today, I'm sharing them with you. Let's go. Look, school and college are brutal. You've got assignments, exams, social life, and somehow your brain is expected to remember everything. Burnout feels normal. Procrastination feels inevitable. I know that feeling of staring at your notes for hours and still knowing nothing. But what if I told you, it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter? So, first up, the Japanese call it Pomodoro with a twist. You've probably heard of the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes break. Simple, right? But here's the twist that changed everything for me. Instead of just setting a timer and grinding, the Japanese version adds micro goals for every session. For example, don't just say study biology. Say, I'm going to memorize these 10 terms in 25 minutes. Here's why it works. Your brain loves small wins. Each tiny victory triggers dopamine, the same chemical that makes scrolling TikTok so addictive. Except now, you're addicted to learning, not memes. I tried this during finals, and honestly, I was shocked. 25 minutes, 1 micro goal, 5-minute break. My brain retained more in an hour than it used to in 3. And the best part? No more burnout, just focus bursts. Now, that's great, but the real magic happens in tip 2. And trust me, it's not what you think. Okay, tip 2 is called active recall, and this one is a game changer. Instead of just reading notes over and over, which is basically a nap disguised as studying, you actively quiz yourself. For example, I used to highlight everything in bright color and feel productive, but I'd forget 90% during exams. Now I close my book and ask myself questions. What's the main idea here? Or explain this concept in my own words. Even better, teach it to someone else. Your little sibling, your friend, or even your cat. The Japanese swear by this because forcing your brain to retrieve info cements it in your memory. I started doing this, and suddenly, I wasn't just memorizing, I was understanding, and that's a huge difference when exams hit. Alright, tip 3 is the one I wish I'd known years ago. It's simple, but almost nobody does it. Tip 3, the Japanese call it environment reset. It's about controlling your study space so your brain knows, okay, it's time to focus. Here's what I mean: clean your desk, remove distractions. Even something small, like moving your phone across the room, can do wonders. Then, add one thing that signals study mode. Maybe a cup of tea, a certain playlist, or a specific notebook. Why it works? Our brains are wired to associate environment with behavior. If your desk is messy and full of random stuff, your brain is constantly like, wait, am I studying or scrolling memes? But a clean, intentional space? Suddenly your focus skyrockets. I promise, you'll notice it instantly. Even 10 minutes in a reset environment feels different, sharper, calmer, productive. Honestly, when I first tried all 3 techniques together, I couldn't believe it. I went from panicking over assignments at midnight to finishing a full study session without procrastinating once. And my grades? Let's just say, my mom stopped asking why I was always stressed. 1. Pomodoro with micro goals, small, focused bursts. 2. Active recall, quiz yourself, teach others. 3. Environment reset, set the scene for focus. Do these 3, and you're not just studying, you're learning smarter, retaining more, and honestly, enjoying it a bit too. Here's what I want you to do. Pick one of these techniques tonight, just one. Try it, see how it feels, then layer the others in over the week. Trust me, the change is addictive. Let's level up together. Your brain deserves it, and so do your grades. Now go, crush that study session, the smart way.